Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another got coding homework to do. Yes. So I guess it's time to chill. Also, I have 4 Discord pings already. Oh, that's cool. This by Samana. Okay, so let's go. First of all, I want to say a bit of an apology. Oh, gotta step on the gas. Yeah, look, it's like, it's a nice car. It's like, do you like my car? Anyway, I want to say an apology first of all. I didn't actually end up completing the game on the I ended up completing my game off stream last week, so I didn't actually get to develop it all with you guys, but it was just had to knuckle down and do it. Didn't really want to deal with the stress that goes into starting a stream. So let me just quickly open up that project. It's somewhere around here, this thing. Yeah, here we go. Just want to show you what I got as an end product. Okay, Visual Studio is going to open in, a different window, because why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? Okay. No, I did not figure out Dwarf Fortress. Kind of looked at it, thought it was too complicated, and then realized I kind of want to do other things with my life than figure out how to use Dwarf Fortress. I mean, on one hand, I feel like it's something that I might want to watch, but it's definitely not something that is a priority for me right now. I've got another assessment to do, but I want to show off what I got on this last assessment. What I got working. I want to show off what I got working. Or not. Oh, wait. That's because I need to specify that I actually want it to play this. Then it's going to play Yoshi Athletic theme. Okay. Well, anyway, so this is my game. It's called Very Nice. Basically, you have these buttons that work. By the way, just off the bat, exit works. And then, we hit play here. And then we have 2 agents. One green agent in the top left and the red agent in the bottom right. And their whole point is to collect berries, right? And when they collect a green berry, their points go up. When they collect a purple berry, their health goes down. And when their health reaches 0, they will pathfind towards the center. And then they'll pathfind towards the center to heal up. Now, granted, what I probably should have done when submitting this is have some kind of thing that keeps spawning more berries, but I kind of just wanted to get it all out. And to be honest, it's going to make it a little bit hard for the teacher to mark, because then the teacher's going to have to go into my code to see if it works. Okay, maybe not the smartest thing. But hey, hindsight is 20/20. So, point is that I have this working, and it took me quite a while. I had to rebase so much stuff, because what I was doing, right, and as if you probably saw in my last stream, I don't remember if I put it on the stream, what I did exactly, but what I did was I had to rebase my behavior scripts to actually include the wanted updates. So I wanted to make update calls inside the behaviors to check for the right conditions to move from one behavior to the next. And what I did before was I kind of shoved all those behaviors up here, which was getting really clunky, and I had to create so many extra conditions. Whereas with this way of handling behaviors, my God, it's absolutely beautiful. It feels so much better, and that's why I was kind of getting getting sick of it, because I had to rebase this stuff, and then I had to redo the work, and I had to figure out some more problems because I had to make up this flea behavior script on the spot. I had to fix some other things, make some sprites, and whoop-de-doo-da-day. It's all done, not by not great standards by any means, but it is done. And now I want to focus on doing the Unity stuff. Now Unity is definitely something I'm a lot more comfortable with. I'm a lot more comfortable with Unity than I am with Raylib, or just straight up coding your own game engine or whatnot from scratch. But not gonna lie, still doesn't make it much easier. I mean, because I'm having some very funky issues with Unity. I'm not entirely sure why. Okay. Hold on 1 second. So yeah, okay, so what I was trying to do was I got a new version. I wanted to use this version of Unity, as you can see here, this one, because apparently I don't have the 64-bit version of Unity. Apparently I don't. And I mean the 64-bit version of Unity 2019.3.6 F1. So what I wanted to do was go into here, use the installer, la-di-da, click through, agree to terms and conditions, and then it's going to do that, and then it's going to say, you're using Unity tools, and then it's going to crash. At least that's what happened last time. So I'm hoping this will give me, well, you say it's default, but on mine it defaulted to 32-bit, and I have no clue how to fix it. Like, there's a tutorial on it, and but it's for Unity 2018, and the menu's completely different, so I don't know where to look. So we're gonna sit here while a new Unity version is installing. It's simple, it's screwed. Yes. Anyway, the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to use the input system as opposed to the so there's an inbuilt input manager. Right, there's an inbuilt input manager, you can go input dot get axis horizontal right now, and everyone knows how to use that, and then you can just use that to determine the velocity you want on your player. Now I'm not really too into that. I kind of want a little bit more control over how my player is interacted with. So I'm not really, and I just wasn't really sure exactly how to use it at the time. I think if this doesn't work, then I've got an idea in the back of my head that I might just have to use. But I heard good things from the Unity input system, and apparently the problem with it is that you can't use two inputs at the same time to create its own unique input. You have to, otherwise it'll just do both. But I think that's okay. We're not doing anything complicated. And then after we install this new Uni version, I can show you what I've been up to. Did a lot of this stuff at school, and a lot of this stuff is pretty cool. Just just kind of going. It just kind of feels like back when I was in high school trying to figure out how to code a game from scratch again. It's like that was some beautiful times. Except now I actually know what I'm doing, so I feel less like an idiot 90% of the time. I'm not sitting there just being like, tutorial, why do you not work? No. Like, God damn it, why are you using Unity 2016? I don't know what to do. Like, I copied the code line by line, but still nothing. It's like, why have the Unity developers forsaken me? Anyway. Enough memes. Okay, so it says here, you have proof on the stream. It says Unity 2019.3.6 F1 64-bit has been installed on your computer. Nice. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to close this. I'm going to open up that oh so sexy Unity hub. And then we're going to select a version, and it's not there. Installs, locate. Why is it taking me to the program files? Because there should be Unity version somewhere else. Do you know what I can do? Actually, the Unity installer with. This is why you don't close folders, people. Okay, so then we go into downloads. So now I remember that when I opened up the installer, it told me where it was. So I'm going to reopen up the installer. So we hit next. I accept, next, and then okay, so we hit browse. So now we get a nice little thing. So we want to look into, oh, come on. Okay, so, okay, I can't move that, but I can move this. There we go. That should be fine. So let's see. So we want to go into Unity. Okay, so we have Unity. We have Hub Editor. And there we go. This is the file we're looking for, I think. But how come there's... Hold on, 2018.13 F1. I didn't have 2018-11. Oh, well. It's something I might need to add because an older project I was using the 2018 version. So yeah, so we just select... Oh. Select editor. Do we have to go in here? Oh, where's the... Is it this thing? It is. Nice. Okay, and then we can is oh yeah, we cancel. Yes. Okay. So then we go to projects. So now I'm just going to use this as an example project. This is the sample project. So this is where I'm just using this as a temp project. So it says blocks and features, public and private networks. Just do it. Okay, so I'm using this as just a test, a control, if you will, to see if the packages work with the Unity version I'm running. Because some of the packages do work with the Unity version and some packages don't. And that's how I knew that I need to get the 64-bit version, was because of the warnings from the packet manager in this version here. So you see, okay, so input system is not giving me any errors anymore. That is beautiful. Love to see that, So we go in project. Yep, input system's fine. And then we can, now the big offender from before, right, is this. So you see that in here I have, probably should put that on silent, right? Okay, so you can see here that I have Unity Universal RP, and that means that I can add volumes into my space for post-processing reasons. And then I also have post-processing, which means that I can add scripts like post-processing, right? Something to make, add a little bit of artistic flair, add a little razzle-dazzle, add a little bit of pizzazz, make the colors pop, make you feel good. Maybe have that old, CRT fisheye lens, inverted fisheye lens thing. Wouldn't that be sick? But, yeah, so just something would be nice to do. But no, we're not doing that. We're going to open up the other project, which is the project I'm currently working on. I called it IsoPuzzle, probably the most generic name for an isometric puzzler you could probably think of. But trust me, it's okay. It's an okay thing. Alright, so now it's going to take its sweet ass time importing Unity settings. Okay, so now let me take you through the game before I bring up any of the problems. So let's just start from the very beginning. So right now I haven't put too much effort into the menu. So I just got I got working buttons. I've got a credits. Oh, that doesn't take you to the right place anymore. Oops, let me quickly change that. So we're going here. Oh wait, or I could just click it. Yep, so we go credits. What's the script? Yeah, we need to set it to the last one. So that's 7, 8, I think, yeah, 8. Yep, so that should take us to the credit sequence. Gotta update that. Anyway. Yep, so we have a little button menu here. I'm gonna put in this big mode, put this in big mode. Can I put this in big mode? Oh no, yeah, there's a play in full screen. What am I doing? There's a play in full screen button. Yeah, maximize and play? No, where's full screen? I know there's a full screen button. Or not. Is there really no full screen? That is funky. When you're like, I could have sworn. You're like, I could have sworn. Oh, there you go. Haha. So, yep. So this is what it looks like. Yep. So this is what it looks like. So you can see we have some buttons here. You press it, takes you to the credits with a little thank you for playing thing. We have an exit button, which would exit out of the game, but we're in the editor, so it doesn't. We have a level select, so you can pick from all the current levels, a little back button here. Then we can hit play. So it's a little quaint, You have a little capsule that you control, and you kind of walk around, and then you press the button, and then that opens the door. Here there are, surprise, 2 buttons. Also, I'll demonstrate it later, but yeah, press the 2 buttons, bam, right? Now this time there's 3 buttons. Whew. This getting complicated. But you can see that there's also walls in here, so you gotta navigate through this maze. And you can also go up slopes, and you can go up slopes, press pressure plates, and then fall down. See, gravity does work in this game. And then here we have moving platforms. So you stand on it, and then you go on a journey with them, truly a heartfelt journey, and then you go through. This one is a bit slower, so you can catch this one. And this one, so this one is a bit of an optical illusion here. That's not actually right in front, as you can see by the shadow. If you can't see the shadow, I'll just prove it to you by just jumping off. That's not actually that's not actually in the right spot. What you actually got to do instead is you got to walk off to the left on top of this wall here, and then you walk onto the button. See some big brain plays right there. So then here we have this button. So you can try to press the button by going all the way over here, but surprise, the button's not here. You got fooled. You have been fooled. And then you can go up here, and then you. Okay, sometimes it doesn't want to press because you fall so fast, but trust me, I have gone through this level before. Oh, okay. I guess not today. Not today, it seems. This level. Okay, yep, there we go. Then we can go to the next level. Now, this is where I've done some camera work. So you can see here that the camera will now follow the player as they move around the scene, right? And then when you hold M, you'll be taken to a vantage point. So you can see the whole map by holding M, and you can see that it lerps between those, lerps between target positions, and all that kind of stuff. Top of that, you have these platforms. Now these platforms, I have a toggle on them so that they are player triggered. So they will not move unless the player moves on top of them. And they will stay at their endpoints until the player moves on top of them. If you interrupt them mid movement, they will keep going. I haven't demonstrated it properly here, but they can and do keep going without you. And then press the button, and this one takes you up. And yep, then you go all the way to the exit here, and bam, you beat the game. Ooh, spoilers. Anyhow, and then also, yeah, level select. So you can just pick a level, go to it. Also, there's a pause menu. Doesn't actually pause anything. It's just a screen. Now, what did you do to your icon? Thanks for saying it's cute though. I really appreciate it. No, you. Anyway, you can press quit to go back to the main menu anyway. It's from Ratatouille. Ah, yes. Yes, I see it now. I can see clearly now with my glasses on. Okay, so now the problems. Problems are that if you took a look in my package manager, you could clearly see that we have post-processing. So if we we go into projects, right? So we have post-processing and universal RP. Here's the weird thing though. Okay, actually we can update that. Hopefully the update fixes the problem. We can hope. But currently right now, I am unable to do any universal rendering pipeline stuff. And on top of that, if I go to any random game object, okay, after it reloads the packages, you'll see I won't be able to do any post-processing stuff, which may be a bit of a problem when you're trying to make your game look nice. I mean, it already looks beautiful, I know. But wouldn't it be nice to get my hands a little dirty in that post-processing stuff? Would be cool, but I'm sitting here just I don't know. Oh shit. Oh. Ooh. 175 errors. I think we're coming back. 175 errors. Jesus Christ. Okay, cool. So yep, when I get control of my computer again. While I'm here, I might as well do a little bit of something, because I'm gonna have. I want to find a good way to have Unity up and then Visual Studio up. Want a nice little toggle between those two, but for now it doesn't matter. So we're gonna just create an empty game object, and then what I want to do is add some post-processing. But as you can see, there's no post-processing, and you can see that it's using the same versions that I was using. Oh, how awesome is that? Man, wouldn't it be great? I know I would be so happy if I had stuff that worked in one project and not in another project. Yeah, so that's what's been going on for me. I just literally haven't been able to do much, and it's a little bit like, well, at least in terms of making it look pretty, which is why I've been able to make a lot of stuff so far. But at least updating to the 64-bit version seems to have fixed all my worries in terms of the input manager. So let's see, will I actually have an input manager window to open? Active tool. Oh, I can actually choose. Oh, that I did not know that. See, you just learn things. Rendering, no. Animation, no. What do you? Nope. Nope. Would it be in tools? Nope. That's Pro Builder. Okay. So let's go on to the interwebs real quick. I got way too many tabs open. I need to close some of these. My goodness, this is. I'm closing almost everything in my other thing. I just got to. There's too much stuff. Yes, stuff that. I'm gonna put some of this stuff on watch. Sorry about that. Just need to put some stuff onto watch later, and then close that. Awesome. So, Unity input system. Okay, Brackies, show
Hello
me the
everyone,
magic.
and happy holidays.
Christmas was 3 days ago. You look silly.
How are you?
Well, guess what? I'm like almost 2 years late to Christmas then.
Use Unity pretty much every day. And for the most part,
If
I
that's
really
even
enjoy
possible.
it. But there's one big exception to that rule, and that is the input system. The input system has always been fine when it comes to just quickly slapping something together. But as soon as you want to start using multiple controllers, do customizable input, or just use more than a few buttons, things start to get really cumbersome. So today we'll take a look at a very early version of the new
Cumbersome.
input system that Unity is working on. But first, this video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN
Yes,
has
so
several
everyone, I
locations
want you to
in over
download
90 different
ExpressVPN.
countries
It
and is
is
the
the best-
fastest
it's the
VPN provider
fastest
out there. By
VPN,
using a VPN,
best
you increase
VPN
your
provider.
security,
You increase your
anonymity, and
security
it protects you
and
from hackers.
anonymity
ExpressVPN
and
even
protects you
uses
from
a strong
hackers. It is- it's
256-bit
beautiful. You
encryption
should
to help
really get
protect
it.
all
I
your data.
recommend it.
For
It's
me,
only
one of the biggest perks has been
$20,000
that
a
it
year.
lets me stream The Office, which isn't available in my country. So thanks to ExpressVPN for allowing me to experience Dwight in HD. A membership is less than $7 a month, and they even say that the new system is still in John Shea by clicking the link in the description. Also, special thanks to Andrew Kilnenko, Rudy
I
and
thought that
Work
was
in
important
Progress,
words.
and so you'll probably notice some Alexander Blair and Infinity PPR for their support on Patreon. Before we get started, I just want to say that the new system is still very much a work in progress, and so you'll probably notice some weird behavior here and there. That being said, I think it looks like a very promising upgrade to the old system, especially when it comes to interface. It's currently available on GitHub and has been quite a while actually. So let's jump right into it. So first we of course want to install the new input system. Currently this is done via GitHub, but I imagine that we'll see some kind of beta release through the package and this player object, which is just a cube. And on this cube I have a player script, which is currently just completely empty. So to start adding input to our game, we first need to create an input asset. So if we right click in the project here and go create, we can go to the bottom where it says input actions. If we click this,
Okay. Let's give it a try then, ladies and gentlemen. Let me put this YouTube tutorial on the side, and I'm gonna bring it up in a separate window, which I'm gonna use as the window capture. What is it gonna bring up this time? Yeah, it's gonna bring up the YouTube video. Yep. Let's have that there. Okay, so
this we can give it a name. I'm just gonna call it.
okay, so it actually wants us to actually create a little thingamadoodad in there. Oh, that's for render. Yeah, it's just warnings. It's just warnings. It's fine. Okay, okay. So what is it? So I need a thing out here called, so create input I guess not. Yep, I don't think it actually, okay, it's not done like that anymore. Never mind. Okay, so Unity input system 2020. How about get some up-to-date input systems?
Today we're going to make a simple 2D character controller in Unity using the new input system. So before we get started on the coding, which you don't need to have any experience for, I'll explain everything as I go along. We first need to download the new input system. So a package manager here. And if this is not showing up, then you want to make sure you have
Awesome.
Show Preview Packages enabled under the Advanced tab. So the first thing that we want to do is make a new input action. And to do that, first we will go to the Assets folder, and we will make a new folder by right-clicking and pressing Create Folder. And I'm going to call this folder Scripts. I recommend making a scripts folder in any of your Unity projects to make sure all your scripts are in one place. So let's go into that scripts folder, and then we're going to right-click and we're going to go to Create and then Input Actions. And so now we can name.
Wasn't that a flippin' bum? Turns out Input Manager also doesn't work.
name this. We're going to go to create.
But I do have material palette though. Is that fun? Oh God. God damn it. Okay, let's bring up the test. Let's bring up the test version. Is it just my version being a is it the version problem or is it the me problem? I think it's very important for when you're watching these videos to understand that you know, definitely things are not as sunshine and roses as they are on the wonderful Brackeys tutorials and the awesome Indian tutorials. You get there's this stuff where you're sitting here trying to fix problems that seemingly no one has, and this is the life of a programmer. And here we do have input actions. How wonderful to know that half my packages don't even work. I love being the one sitting here and realizing that, like, why do I even bother? Why do I even bother? It seems like just like none of the packages want to actually work. It's just right here. So I really wish I knew what I was doing wrong. I was trying to do this last night, actually. It's, and you know. Okay, we're gonna open this one and then we're gonna open the other one. I'm gonna try and do a side by side. This is the hard stuff. The hard stuff that you won't see in the Hollywood movies. Where you're sitting here going through preferences and settings to figure out where did it all, it's like, what was it? It's like, where did I go wrong? Na, na, na. Okay, so then we're gonna bring that here. Shrink it down. Okay, so then what we're going to do here is we're going to go into project settings, which is in edit, because I'm thinking it's got to be in project settings. Oh, this is okay, this is my sample scene, so you can see that it's, oh wait, let's pop that down here. So you can see that in my sample scene that none of this stuff is actually going to work because I have the input system package here, and you can see that which is all right. Yeah. Thanks. Oh, yeah, sure. Thank you. Anyway. So, yeah, so you can see that I definitely have input actions, so that's all right. So let's go to this project's settings. You can see that it actually hasn't done the thing. Anyway. It's where you can configure the controls to use the Unity Engine.input API. Continue using the other thing. But you have switched to using the input package system in your player settings. The input manager will not be used. Yeah, see, this is what we're looking for. This is the message we're looking for. This is the message we're not looking for. So we need to figure out how I can have the same packages. Oh wait, where'd the input system go? Did I not download it? Don't tell me it's just me being an idiot. Oh my god. Hold on. Didn't actually install it. That might be a problem. See, that might actually be a problem. Yeah, maybe when you don't install the package at all, that might lead to some kind of issue where it seems like it's not working or doesn't exist because it doesn't exist. I really need a recoding duck. Anyway. You go through those importing iterations. Yep, this is gonna restart. It's gonna disable the old one, enable the new one, and that is going to be it. Hopefully it is, because the packages have been kind of screwing up, so hopefully yes. You can see that it's currently trying its best to not die. In the background here, yep, there we go, pull to the front. Anyway, on the topic of, I don't know, it just kind of crossed my mind, but if anyone has seen the new, what is it, the new stuff released with the, Input System 1.1 plugins warning 32-bit? Warning, the 32-bit Windows player is not currently supported in the system. But I'm using 64. I just downloaded 64. If you don't know, this is the error I was also getting beforehand. So, I don't know what it is, but there's something inside the project settings that's not setting it to 64-bit. It's not doing the proper stuff, and I'm not entirely sure why. But hey, we got the warning we're looking for. So we just need to change it so that it's in 64-bit mode as opposed to 32-bit mode. How I go about doing that though is something well beyond me. Just, I don't even. But we're gonna try here. Texture compressor, something or other, random stuff. See, that's all correct. We can go into player. I got some stuff in here that says player seems to be kinda where you want to look. It's somewhere in other settings, but if you take a look side by side, I'm not seeing any differences so far, apart from maybe meaningless ones in there, but even then it's actually fine. 0.2, net standard, union post-processing stack v2, input system new, yep, that's the one. Disabled, mixed, only mediums, yep. So I'm not sure what is going on. I'm not sure. I know there's definitely some differences in the script execution order. It seems to be that it's using Unity Engine experimental.rendering universal cinemachine. If you expand that outwards, that actually ends up saying cinemachine. Cinemachine universal pixel perfect. Yeah. That might be something that goes away with TextMesh Pro. I don't know. I don't know what that does. But yeah, so so it's stuck in 32-bit mode, but why? Wait, okay, I need to look this up. So do you think it might be in build settings? It could be in build settings. Because I remember seeing weird stuff in here. Ah, yes. That's the thing. That was the thing. I don't know why it'd be in the build settings. Is it a project thing? Is it a build thing? But I think that might have been the big issue here. It was right there. Okay. Oh my god. What is it saying? Let's big mode this. Assembly something universal something will not be compiled because it has no scripts associated with it. So final packages com.unity.render pipelines universal shader library post-processing. There we go. I wasn't getting that before. Yeah, maybe what if we try and reuse the package manager now? Like, what if we try uninstalling and reinstalling those things? Because if it runs into those warnings, maybe it'll fix it. So let's try and remove those. Also, hopefully with removing those, we should get 0 warnings about important things that won't compile. So it says no scripts associated with it. So we recompile. Okay. You're trying to read Unity input. Oh yeah, that's because... Wait, what? Oh crap. There we go. And now I need to do that for every single scene. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Let's go into my different scenes in the projects here. Because I have a pause menu in every scene that requires that. Oh boy. Look at this thrilling clicking game. It's like basically find the event system. At least it doesn't delete the menu actions script. That would make things way annoying. Okay, so then we find the canvas. Where's the event? Event systems up here? Oh my goodness. There we go. That should fix that. Then console will clear and play. Yep. All fixed. All fixed. Yep. So we're just gonna Yep, because I just added that. Okay, so I just made an addition to the script, and yep, so I just need to go project, assets, scripts, player controller. It's the only thing that uses the input system anyway. So I'm gonna swap the window it's looking at, so we have a little bit of a code window over here. There we go. So we have a bit of a code window. So I'm actually using input.getKey down when it wants me to use anything but Unity engine.input.getKey down is not something I can use anymore. So I have to use the input system now. All right. This should be easy enough. We just change the script and it'll change everything else. And then that means that we don't need to worry. So that means it's actually time for Unity input tutorial. Yay. So let's go through that. Oh wait, this is better if I leave it where it was. And then I change the window again because I probably don't need to code because it's all UI. Did they? No wait, change back. Okay. So now let's see what we got. So we want to go into our projects, assets. That is way too thick. Reduce your thickness, and reduce your thickness too. Okay, keep a little bit, there we go. And then we can go to our second version of Unity and we can be like, thank you, you helped us a great deal. We'll keep it where it is because I haven't checked anything else and I just want to get the input system done for now. So we can hit create and bam, input actions. Hallelujah.
And then input actions. And so now we can name this input action. I'm just going to call it player controls. So now you double click it. And then this window will pop up, and right now it doesn't show anything, so we have to make a action map. And what an action map is, it provides controls for different circumstances or levels. So for example, I can make an action map by pressing this plus button, and then I can name this land. So I can activate the land action map whenever I'm on land, and then I can have a water action map whenever I'm in the water. So different control sets for different circumstances. But for now, we're only gonna have one set of controls, so we're just gonna call it land. And so here in the actions, here are the actual controls that we will be enabling. So right now they gave us a new action already here, so we can change the name by double clicking, and we're gonna name it move. And so then on our right we have the action type. And for the action type, we want...
Okay, so we're gonna name this move, apparently. We should be able to press F2. That's the universal button for go and name your stuff, different things. Move.
A pass-through value.
Okay, so apparently it's a pass-through.
And a pass-through value just means that Unity will just listen on the keyboard for this value. It won't try to determine where this value is coming from, and it's useful if you just have one set of controls. And for the control type, we'll have a button because we'll just be pressing a button. There's a bunch of other controls here that you can explore more in depth later. So now to add the actual controls, we can add a binding for the controls. So we just press a little plus here, and then we can add a binding, but I want to add a 1D axis composite. And what that basically means is that it's going to have a negative and a positive value. So we want that because...
Okay, we want that except on 2 dimensions. Or maybe we need to move forward. So we need to move vertical and then move horizontal. Yeah, actually.
Because we want the negative value to correspond to going left or pressing A, and we want the positive value to correspond to going right or pressing D. By the way, I'm going to be using the WASD keys. You can use the arrow keys if you want. You can also use both. So I'm just going to name this sideways. So then on the right, we have the path, which is the actual control that it corresponds to. So we just click path, and you can search up anything. You can search up arrow keys. It also has controllers, Switch controllers, Xbox controllers. So with So then on the right, we have the
Oh wow, it even has Switch Pro controller stuff. Nice. Wait, this is horizontal. We want D, because that's right. No, wait, that's negative, so we want A. A is left, B is right. And right is always right, right? Oh, apparently A was a Switch Pro controller.
path, which is the actual control that it.
Now I'm just thinking, what about if you needed like 5 different controllers to play one game? Like, who wants to play a game with its native controller? I feel like it would be 10 times as fun if you had to plug in your phone for the gyroscope, and then you had to plug in your Xbox for the jump button, and then you had to plug in your Louis Vuitton smart microwave blender hybrid so that way you could activate the analog settings. That would be, wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't that be awesome?
Corresponds to. So we just click path, and you can search up anything. You can search up arrow keys. It also has controllers, Switch controllers, Xbox controllers. So with the input system, what it's really good for is that if you're porting to a bunch of consoles, you only need one input system, and Unity will automatically determine which one to use depending on the console. Okay, so back to the path. If we click it, instead of searching for it, we can just press listen. And so I'm just going to be pressing A, and then we just click A.
Oh, you're meant to just
so now the A
press.
key is
Oh,
bound to
okay.
the negative axis.
I just searched.
And then if we press positive and we press path, then listen and press D.
Who's talking? Let's
Now
see.
the D
It's this YouTube channel called Samyam. YouTuber called Samyam.
Is corresponding to the positive axis. So this will return a number between -1 and 1. If it's -1, that means we're pressing the A key. If it's 1, that means we're pressing the D key. And then I'm just going to delete this binding here. And so then we want to add in one more action just by clicking this plus button up here. And we're just going to add in a jump action.
Yeah, so I am watching a video about learning to code and a live. Yeah. It's like, actually that reminds me. Just another. I don't remember if it was on stream or off stream, but I was having a talk with my teacher, and he was saying that maybe he would make a video about me making a video with his video, and then I would make a video about his video on me using his video. It would be great. I want to do that. Video inception, very much. Or video conception. Yeah, so easy thing. Let's do the quick negatives here. Yep. Oh, that one. Yep. Then we want the positive, which is the w. And then, okay, so here's the thing. If we take a look at our script so far, so this is my camera control script, by the way. So I have that when it gets the M key, it is going to change the target position and other stuff. So now it would probably be more effective, perhaps, to use a different action map. And look, I'm not entirely sure the context of action maps, but I guess if I'm going to create a player controller, I probably should. It's just kind of like, oh boy. It's just easier to leave it the way it is, so I'm probably just going to see if I can access the player's action maps from inside. From inside the camera. Hopefully I can. So then I can go, yeah, so I add a new action and I'm gonna call it vantage view, bird's eye view. Yeah, this is going to be the bird's eye view, and this binding, and then we delete this nub. Well, we just want it to be a button. And why is it weird? See, that makes a button. I don't know what this does. It's like I don't know anything. I'm just trying my best. I don't understand how this stuff works. Probably should just watch the tutorial. The giveaway?
Action. And so it's going to be a pass through button.
Oh, I have to. Yeah, pass through button. There we go.
And then in our binding, we're just going to press path and then listen, and we're going to press the space bar. And that's our binding for our jump key. Cool, so now we need to make sure that we press here save asset, and so that will save the asset to our assets folder right here where we made it. And since we're going to be making a script for the player controller, we want to generate a C# script from this input action that we can call in our script. So if we click on our action map, on the right we can generate a C# class, and here we have some parameters such as the file and the name. So right now I'm just going to call this player action controls, probably not the best name, and then we can choose wherever we want to save the file. So for right now I'm just going to give it the same name as the class name, and you want to make sure the file name and the class name are the same because it will not work if they're not the same. And so I'm just going to save it in this folder, so save and then apply. And so it's going to be generating this C# file for us. So right now we have a new C# file if you double click it. So my screen might be looking a little bit different from yours since I configured it to use Visual Studio Code, which I prefer over the Visual Studio. But doesn't matter, it's the same for writing the code. Okay, so as you see here, this is the generated script, and you can see our land action map, and then we have our action move and jump. And so basically what Unity will do is that when the move is started, performed, or cancel, it will fire an event. And what we're going to do in our script is that we're going to subscribe to that event, and anytime that event happens, we'll call a function in our script and do something. So in our case, once the jump has been performed, so once the user has pressed it and lifted the key from the space, then our script will call that jump function and make the player jump. Awesome, so I'm just going to minimize this, and we are going to make a new script in this scripts folder. Right click, create C# script, and we are going to call it player controller. And if you're new to Unity and scripting,
Oh. 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 So that's how this works. Oh boy, that's jank. Oh boy, that feels weird. Not gonna lie, that feels weird. So did she do anything interesting with it?
pressed it.
I probably should have just
We have
started it
our
from the
action
beginning,
move,
but I
and
was kind of
since I
worried
can
where this
press
was
so
going.
save,
Oh yeah, just pick a place to save it, and I'm just saving it to wherever. Just didn't pick a namespace, so just hit apply. Awesome, so we should have a new thing called player actions. Um, huh. Hold on, maybe I missed a bit.
the file. So for right
Oh, I
now,
gotta
I'm just
name
going to
it.
give it this.
Okay, I gotta actually name it. Okay. Okay, cool. I thought that was naming it, but no. That's cool. You gonna let me do that? Cool. So then, copy that. Go into that. And then we go back. Back. And then back.
The same name as the class name, and you want to make sure the file name and the class name are the same, because
Player actions member names cannot be the same as the enclosing type. Player actions dot player actions wrapper of type player actions. Player actions causes a cycle in struct layout. Whoa. I thought it said not to pick the same name.
it will not work if they're not the same. And so I'm just going to save it in this folder, so save, and then
Did I just
apply.
get baited?
And so it's going to be generating this C# file for us. So right now we have a new C# file. If you double click it, so my screen might be looking a little.
175.
Action map, and then we have our action move and jump. And so basically
And so basically, you just skip over the important
map,
bit.
and then we have our action move and jump. And so
Oh, because it just slaps actions on the end. No! No! I'm probably gonna need to rename this map. So, what am I gonna call it? We're not gonna call it user. So we get rid of that. Don't need it. Cares about it. Bam. So then we go back here. Then we wanna what? So now it's not letting me make a new one. Okay.
well, basically what Unity file for us. So right now we have, and right now I'm just gonna give it the same name as the class name, and you want to make sure the file name and the class name are the same, because it will not work if they're not the same. And so I'm just gonna save it in this folder. So save, and then apply.
I seriously do not get it. What's the problem? You want it to be the same name, right? Why is it not letting me use the same name? There we go. We did it. Only took us 30 years. And then we can go down here and it should say user actions. Yep. It was just bad names. Bad names.
And so it's going to be generating this C# file for us. So right now we have a new C# file if you double click it. So my screen might be looking a little bit different from yours since I configured it to use Visual Studio Code, which I prefer over the Visual Studio. But doesn't matter, it's the same for writing the code. Okay, so make a new script in this scripts folder. So now that we have this script, we can just double click it. And this is our new script. Alright, so this is our player controller script. On the top, we have these using declarations.
Okay, gonna quickly go to, oops, that's not what I wanted to put up there. I wanted to put this up. Now that's a streamception right there. Yep, so we're gonna put this up. Don't need this right. Oh, we do, never mind. So yep, gonna get this code up. And then I can use this tutorial to tell me how to input.
And basically it allows us to use certain functions from these namespaces. They're called namespaces. So we import these namespaces and then we can use the functions that they provide for us. So this one is really important, using Unity Engine. Without this one, we can't use the Unity Engine functions. And now here, this
Oh wow.
is our public class, player controller. So this is the name of our class. And then it derives from monoBehavior. And monoBehavior is what will allow us to use Unity functions. So if we don't put this right after the player controller, then we won't be able to use
Let's skip
all
to the
before
part
the
where
first
we're
start
not going
function.
default.
So all we would do is controls to see if any new movement has been detected, and then after we get the value from the input action, then we update the player accordingly by causing them to move left or right. Alright, so let's start with a simple movement script.
Yeah,
so
there
I'm
we
just
go,
going to
there we
delete
go.
these comments because they kind of annoy me. So the first thing that we want to do is get access to the player action controls so we can get access to whether the user is pressing certain buttons or not. So the first thing I want to do is put private player action controls and then player action controls as the name. So this is just declaring whether it's private or public, meaning we don't want anyone to
We didn't call it we called it just player actions. Maybe just called player action. Controls. Just calling it controls.
access this outside of this class. This is the name of the object, which is the player action controls, and this is the variable name. And then we want to make a awake function. So awake
Oh boy, the very rare void awake. It's a very rare function, but I think the meme I'm trying to go for is quite a simple spell. I mean, a simple spell, but quite unbreakable. Don't know why mine is blue though. Why did everything turn blue? It's like, was it always blue? Always has been. No wait, now it's yellow. Wait, what? What is going on? whatever.
Runs before start, and it's useful if you want to do things in one script before you do things in another script at the start of the game. So in this awake function, we're going to be instantiating the player actions controls. So we do that by typing the name, and then we equal to new player action controls. And this basically makes a new object, and it sets it to our variable up here. And then another thing that we want to do for our player actions control that is required is that we have to make an onEnable function and onDisable function. So
This is getting chunky.
this is called by Unity when the script is enabled. So this is going to be enabled at the start of the game. So on enable, we are going to enable the player actions controls. Cool, so now we have the player action controls enabled, and now we can actually call them to see if the player is...
So you have to manually call these. I don't see how this is exactly a huge upgrade. It feels like it made things a lot more complicated than before, but I guess this is how people do it nowadays. So just gonna suck it up, I guess.
pressing any buttons. So in the update function, we are going to read this value. So this is a comment. I'm going to read the movement value. Then I'm going to actually move the player. So to read from the player action controls, we go player action controls dot land dot move dot read value. And then inside the read value, we put a float because that's what it's going to return.
Then you can kind of check. Oh, that's not the button. You can kind of check that by going in here. But it's weird because it's move and then land, then move. Land is the map, move is the thing. Is it gonna? What is it? I'm gonna. Maybe I needed... Okay. So I needed to go forward and backward. So I needed to move... Do I need to move horizontal and a move vertical? Do I get the option of dot horizontal? Okay, so I don't actually have access to that. So I actually might need to create a different part that controls forward. So you need one thing that controls forward back, another thing that controls left right, and then another thing that controls the map. Okay. Let's just see this through to the end, and then we'll get, and then we'll do it.
movement input equals. So if you're new to coding, this is the object type, which is a float. It's a type of number. This is the variable name. And then this is what allows us to read that value. So as you can remember, we have that land action map, then we have that move action, and then we're just reading that float value. Since the whole video was too long, I had to separate it into two parts. So this is the first part of the character controller, and it explains the input system, and the next part will be coding the actual movement and the jumping system. So if you like this video, please be sure.
Well, we're gonna go and do that right after I take a quick break. So hold on. AFK time. Hello, and we are back. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to today's stream. And boy, am I getting tired, but you know what? It really helps me get through the day. A nice cup of tea. Okay. Nice. So, and also some biscuits. You broke like this. Why has God forsaken us? Why has God forsaken us? Okay. I guess that's how it is. Thank you.
How was the biscuit? Yummy?
Yummy.
They're good, eh? I'm going to buy more, huh?
Oh yeah. Yum. These gluten-free biscuits are amazing. Okay. The hard part is when you're sitting in front of a stream of 3 people and you're trying your darndest to hold on to what little willpower you have left. Because I can feel my willpower rapidly deteriorating. I'm gonna die. Okay. And whoop. Okay. So, this is it. We're gonna do this next damn tutorial. Come on. Okay, we're gonna... You know what? I just realized that I think I'm getting a little bit tired for this. I'm just gonna quickly finish up this action controller, and then we can continue off from there next stream. Yeah, so maybe you'll see me with a working controller that works on multiple platforms, and excuse me, is pretty dope. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So now I'm going to have to change these action types so that way I don't get confuzzled. Because this doesn't help. Because I need... I'm gonna rename this to default. Because I wouldn't say these are land actions, these are just default actions. Yep. And there's horizontal movement. And then there is can you move above, move below? No, wait, move below. There we go. What? There we go. I want this to be vertical. I don't know if that's how you spell it. But yep, then we delete that. And we add 1D. And then we go vertical. Negative is S. And then positive is W. And bird's eye view is M. And bird's eye view is M. Bird's eye view is M. Pass through button. Nice. Nice. And then, yep, save those changes. And then I want you to delete that. You really got to be absolutely sure about this stuff for some reason, just like, because then it won't make you make the same file twice. And then let's see. Default dot horizontal dot read value float. And then we want to have an integer called horizontal input, right? Movement input, yep. H input. And then we have a V input. And then we have whatever the button one would be. It would probably just be an int, right? Whatever. Actually, let's just continue on. I'll push through.
Hey Hey guys,
makes it
this is a
better.
continuation from the previous video, so if you haven't watched that, it's basically a tutorial on how to use Unity's new input system. But if you already have that set up, then feel free to continue with this video. In this video, I'll explain how to make a simple 2D player controller with movement and jumping. And so now we actually have to move the player, so first I want to have a reference to the current position the player is at. So Unity works off of a Cartesian plane, so it has 3 dimensions. So Unity has a vector 3 that we can use to get that position. So we're going to make a variable of type vector 3, and we're going to call it current position. And I'm going to equal it to the transform.position. And the transform position is, so if we go back to the Unity editor and we click on any object, each object has a transform, and that basically describes its position in the space. And all we're doing here is we're calling that transform of the current game object the script is attached to, and we're getting its position. And then we are going to
Hey,
change
Zach, how you
the
doing?
x value, so going left and right. So we're going to say current position dot x, and we're going to add onto it the movement input times a speed that we're going to declare later, and we're going to times it by time.delta time. Basically, we're adding
I'm
onto
doing
our
good.
x position
I'm just
the movement input. So if it's negative,
doing
it will add on
controller
that negative
inputs.
value, so it will move to the left. If it's positive, it will add in that positive value, so it will move more to the right. And then we're timing it by a speed that we're going to declare right now.
Thank you. I'm very flattered, my dude. Just been trying. Just been trying. To be honest, on retrospect, I probably could have definitely. On retrospect, I probably should have done them as all buttons. Because it doesn't quite work with. I don't want it to work with. I want it to work with like the D-pad, not the analog stick. You can see I already have my own method of moving stuff. So what I kind of want to do is I want to get the input, and then I want to check to see, because I kind of want it to just be taps. I like the idea of it just being taps as opposed to an analog movement or holding movement. I mean, it could work, but I feel a bit weird about it. I think this is what we're looking for. Because it should be some flip between, you know, 1 and -1. So this would be V input, oh, and then greater than 0 should be forward, and then V input less than 0 should be backward. And then we're going to comment this out. Whenever you make a change to your code, always create a copy and comment it out, because otherwise you could be in for some serious doo-doo where you're rewriting code, and that's the worst thing anyone has to do, rewriting old code. Okay, so we're gonna hit play here. We are going to get a lot of problems here. It says you are trying to read inputs using Unity. Where is this? I hate the angry face at the end. You are trying to read inputs using UniEngine input.class. You have to switch. Yeah, this must be on the camera script. Oh, there we go. Oh, menu actions. That's interesting. Yeah, menu actions. Yes, menu actions. So we've got menu actions and camera actions. That's true. That is true. So then we go into, we need to change the camera actions and the menu actions. So we go in here. So we haven't opened it. Okay, so we go back here. Menu actions. Yep, so then we should, yes, this is our input usage right here. So one thing I forgot to add was the pause menu toggle. So let's quickly change it. Da, 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 da. Do you know what? Screw it. No, actually, I was gonna put on some Final Fantasy music, and then I realized that I don't think the people who make Final Fantasy really like it when you do that. I was going to, and then I realized it's probably the best that I say no. So first of all, let's add a new action. And we're going to call this pause, and this one's going to be a button too, so we don't have to worry too much. So this one's just going to be Mr. Button, and we're just going to go bam, we're going to go listen, and we're going to go bam. Oh, okay, so I can't actually, okay, so I have to actually type in escape on the keyboard. There we go, that's funny. Oh, okay, gets them every time. I know that's what they're saying. I know that's what they're saying. So then, we close that, and then we can see here that this is getting really annoying because I can't say overwrite the same save, which is gonna really get annoying. Oh boy. So then, yes, it's going to bring up stuff, and then I'm going to have to go into here, and then I'm going to have to say that, and then I'm going to do that. Okay, why does this keep popping up? I don't want this popping up. Why is it popping up? And then I'm going to go, actually, I don't care about this, and then I'm going to go back here, and then I'm going to do this. Oop. There we go. So now everything is the way it was, except now it has that extra functionality in there. So we can literally just go okay, so we need to grab this stuff from the player controller here. On enabled, on awake, on other stuff. So we need to grab this and then the controls. And then private player actions controls. Whoa, bam. So if it is a pause menu, then we need to run this update call. So then we need to run the update call on that. So we go into our player controller. We're going to grab this, and we're gonna go here, pop it right there. So this is gonna be float. This is gonna be our pause input. So then this is gonna be default horizontal dot pause read value float, I guess. And then if p input is greater than 0, then we do our toggle. Okay, and then the last thing we want to do is for our camera control. So let's do this one more time. It's time to celebrate. Oh yeah, alright, it's time to celebrate. One more time, it's time to celebrate. One more time, it make you feel so free. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Not in my way, so you better move. One foot on the pedal, but never on the brake. So don't give me a reason I got a license to race. Oh, why is there a breakpoint in there? Bam. And then this is gonna be our M input for our map. Well, technically this is our bird's eye input. So what would that be? Like our B input? We're gonna leave it as the M input because it makes more sense. And then we can go bird's eye view. Let me get rid of that. And like M underscore input greater than 0. Bam. And that should be everything related to the input system out of the way. So everything should be functional now. We should not be getting console errors. we've got a load scene, and oh, yes, because why did it not load it back? What happened? It should load back. Why did it just not load back? So basically I have this box that's a trigger, and when you fall out of this box, it's meant to trigger the player's spawn event. So if we go back into our Visual Studio here, here I have this void on trigger exit. It's gonna reload the scene that's currently active. Yeah, so that's all it's going to do. It's going to reload the current scene, which should be the scene. Okay. So this is when we're going to use our special power here. We're going to use the attach to Unity script. So you see, nothing wrong here, and then yeah, press pressure plate. Why? What's going on? What? Wait. Now I'm so confused. What? Oh, it'd be easy, they said. It'd be fun. Like, oh. Why is the void on trigger exit not working? Oh, wait, no. Because the tag. Is the tag not set to respawn? Yo, how did it get untagged? How did the box get untagged? What? That'd be why. Hold on, gotta go through here and double check that, yes, these respawn boxes aren't even tagged. Oh my goodness. Made a big mistake here. Made all these respawn boxes and I didn't even check to see if they worked. Now I know this one works because everything after that I kind of just copied and pasted. I mean, so kind of how I made it work is that I copied and pasted to make the next level. So anything after that should be fine, should be in the proverbial word. But you see that's box respawn. This one should have respawn box respawn. And 7 should have respawn box respawn. Yep. Okay, so that was just that level. Okay. So yep, we can just start from here and press play again. I also really recommend whenever you're using Unity to have a play mode tint color. The normal play mode tint color is so unnoticeable you will rarely ever remember that you're using play mode until it's way too late. At least you can use the tint color to make it whatever color you want. So you can hit play here and then you should see that when I exit, it'll reload the scene. So now you'll see that my movement is absolutely has absolutely no fucking control. Like, oof. What? Okay, so why did it glitch out on scene 2? Not a trigger box. That also might cause an issue. I thought I fixed that. My goodness. I made so many damn boo-boos. So 3 will work and then 4 for 1, okay. Okay, there we go. Play. Try and beat the game with the fastest control scheme imaginable. What? Somehow I managed to pass through the door so fast that it didn't even know. It just didn't even register. Oh, the precise movement. Ah, damn, got excited. Ah, gosh. By the way, this is not the way the game is meant to be played. Truly the hardest level in the game. Ah, yes. Saving grace. Dude, my movement is too fast. I literally can't just move one space. My goodness, the gentle touch you need. The sad thing is you need to go slow. The level of control you need is insane. I didn't build this for this type of precision. Oh shit. I'll try again, Oh, it's hard. Because I've got to press it with such gentleness. No. Okay. Nope. Okay, we're fixing that. Okay. So that's just getting fixed. No, because this stuff will get key pressed in there. I'm pretty sure that would be the rest of the tutorial, right?
And then we're also timing it by time.delta.
Yeah, we don't need the
that our
speed.
movements to be able to edit these in the editor. So in the editor, we can actually edit values, as you can see here. But we also want to make it private so other classes don't access it. And so there's actually a really simple way to do this.
Yes,
we just add in front of this the
serialized
brackets,
field.
and we say serialized field.
Yeah, there you go.
You have to get the current position, and then you have to add on to it, and then you have to assign it back. Cool, so now we are going to minimize this. We're going to go back to the editor, and before I actually make a player, I want to, in the hierarchy, I want to right click, create empty, and I'm going to call it environment. And you can change the name by pressing F2 as well. And so I'm gonna get all of these, I'm gonna shift click all of these environment objects, and I'm just gonna drag it under this environment game object. So it's just to tidy up the hierarchy a bit. So now let's add a simple cube for...
Do you know what? That's what I'm going to do. For all my scenes now. Whoops, didn't mean to include the play there. And definitely not the canvas in the event system. I don't think I want that there. That certainly makes it a lot easier to see what should be kept loaded and what shouldn't be kept loaded. Nice. Not important though.
For our game object. So I'm going to add a cube right here. So this is going to be our player, and then I'm just going to set it right here where the ground is. And as you can see, our cube has the components on our side, and in the bottom we're going to add a component, and we're going to type player controller. And I'm just going to move it to the top so you guys can see it better. Alright, so now as you can see, we have our speed here and we can change it. I'm going to press 2 and see how that works out. And one quick thing that I want to do is I want to disable this box collider. Since we're in 2D mode, I'm going to add in a box collider 2D. We have to erase the previous one by right clicking and remove component. So we go add component,
wouldn't that
box
just be a
collider
square
2D.
collider?
And as you can see, it's just a 2D box collider. So if we go into 3D mode, that's our 3D cube, and that little green line is our collider. So we actually want to add a collider to our floor as well. So all we have to do for that is go to the grid object, then tile map, and then we're going to add a component, and we're going to add a tile map collider. And so Unity graciously already computes the collider for us once we add it in. So when we press play, we can move our game object to the side, as you can see there in the scene view. And if you go to the cube, which is our player character, and we increase the speed to 4, then we can go faster. And the reason why it's not showing up here in the game, it's because it's currently behind the map. So if we actually change the position forwards, then we can actually see it on the map. But if you make any change while you're in play mode, it will not be saved. So be careful about that. If you want to save a certain component that you altered, then all you have to do is go to that component, press copy component, and when you press play, you'll see all your data is turned back to before the play mode. And so all you have to do is right click and then paste component values, and you can see it changes those values with the ones that you wanted.
That is
So
smart.
I'm just going to move the cube
is
a little
smart.
bit forward so we can see it on the map.
If you ever change a little
You do
thing
that
and
just
then
by
remember,
dragging forwards.
oh crap,
Alright,
play mode.
so now we have the movement done. Now I want to add a jump. So to do that, we have to add a couple things to our game. Access to that component. So at the top of the script, we're going to say private rigid body 2D, and I'm just going to counts for that. So in our start function, we are going to about to define. So right here, it's just we don't want to pass anything into our function, but since this usually returns a float, if you wanted to get that float, what you would do is you'd put in a name for the context. So that's the variable that will get that context from our jump, and then you would pass in that context.read value, and then you would pass in that float to your function. But since we don't want to pass anything in, I'm just gonna put it as an underscore. And then we want to make a private void jump function that's going to be called when you trigger the jump. So when you jump, you want to check first if you are grounded. So if you're on the ground, then you can jump. If you don't check if you're on the ground, then you can just jump forever, and you probably don't want that. So we're going to make another function called isGrounded, and we are going to check if it's first grounded. This is going to return a Boolean value. If it's true, then we are going to say rb.addForce, and we are going to add in a new vector2. A vector2 is just an x and a y, so we don't want any force on the x direction, we just want a force on the y direction, and so we want our jump speed force on the y direction. And then you're going to press comma, and then we want the actual force mode of the add force. So in this, bool is grounded. So this is going to return a Boolean, and so thing that you can input into it called a layer mask. And so we are going to set up here, we're going to do serialize field, we're going to say private layer mask ground. So this layer mask will tell us where our ground is, and so if our 2 points, which is one of the points is going to be the top of our character, the other point is going to be at the bottom of our character, if any area between those 2 points is overlapping with our layer mask, then return true. So how do we get these points? Well, luckily, our collider will provide us that information. So first we need access to our collider. So up here, we're just gonna say private collider vector2 bottom right equal
Yeah, so this is not exactly what I'm looking for. Like this is definitely good stuff, but I just want to make it so that it only inputs once. So when you press right, it's gonna go right once. And this is when we go to, yeah, so we need to go to another source, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only source, Unity. Oh wait, no, wrong place. So now that we're here, I think we can just use the manual. So get key down, Unity input system. Okay, tiny form. Give us your wisdom. Hello, I'm a relatively new user. I desired a similar input to get key down with no luck. You have some choices if you just want keys rather than actions. I was really excited when I got to the update function because it was at least something that I could use. Turns out no, not really. I don't get any of this. I'm like, what is this madness? Well, I'm definitely gonna call the stream there. I'm definitely had enough of this. But it's like one thing it does call to question is if you do have a UI, if you have a UI system, let's go back, right? Go back into scripts, we go into player control. If you do have a UI system, oh, here it is. Properties. Ah. Okay, I think that's a little bit more appropriate. I mean, granted, I don't think hold is necessary because we're already doing the hold stuff, so it's not necessarily required, but I think it's definitely better than the makeshift stuff I was doing. Not like I even know if this is correct, but whatever. We'll save the asset. We won't change the script. And yeah, so it's something I'll learn for later, but for now, I'm going to just push this and I'm going to have a good night. Now, I want the rest of you watching. You've been probably sitting here for around about 2 hours focusing, and I want you to break your focus to say, hey, get up. Don't sit down for 2.5 hours like an idiot like me. Be healthy. Stand up from time to time. It's good for you. Anyway, so as soon as I get push, I'm going to get up. It's going to be cool. It's going to be epic. It's going to be the most awesome getting up sequence you have ever seen in your entire life. Trust me. It'll be so cool. Where's documents? There you go. Well, first let's save, then we'll close. Let's close that for now. Then bring that back. Close that. Cool. Close this. Just closing everything. Then we're going to get bash. So we're going to get push. We can get add. Dot. It's going to say things are a little bit thick, and it's going to say you made changes to existing stuff. And then we're going to be like get commit message. Meddled with Unity input system. That's really all I can say. And then git push. Anyway, yeah. Good enough. Need to grab a drink. Okay. And also, oh yeah, I forgot last time. Yeah, so oh yeah, I was gonna wait until I finish pushing, but yeah, can't push while I'm streaming. It's gonna take a long time. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.